Warning, this video is intended for adults 21 and over and is strictly for educational and entertainment purposes only. We do not promote the sale, use, or underage consumption of tobacco or any regulated product. If you are not of legal age to view content related to tobacco in your jurisdiction, please exit this video now. Enjoy the show. Good evening, my family, boys and girls, ladies and gents. Tonight is story time. I had to make sure I dressed appropriately, got on my good hat, got on my Have a Great Day shirt. I'm gonna read y'all a story, and I'm going to light up something from my brother Steve, and we're gonna tell this story. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna tell this story. Y'all hang on. Family, good afternoon to my family and my friends. Good to see y'all today. And I'm going to be telling a story today. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be telling a story. You know, when you were younger and the old folks used to tell you stories, you would be like, yeah, I don't get what that's got to do with me. Then sometimes you get a little older, and if you're wise and you wisen up, you'll realize what those stories from the old folks really meant. So my grandfather told me this story. I had to kind of type it out and write it down so that I got it right. But I want to make sure I tell y'all the story correctly. So here we go. Elijah was the finest dressed man on the plantation, second only to Master Whitaker himself. With his neatly combed hair, polished shoes, and pressed clothes, which had been handed down from the master's son, Elijah would walk tall through the halls of the big house. He wasn't free, but you wouldn't know it by the way he carried himself. He served in the house, polishing silverware, preparing sweet tea, and watching over little Miss Whitaker when she took her naps. And because of that proximity to power, he thought himself better than those who worked in the fields under the hot Georgia sun. Y'all just got dirt in your bones, he sneered to the others when they crossed paths in the barn or the kitchen yard. Some folk was born for the shade, others was made for the sun, and y'all burn up every day 'cause you ain't fit for nothing. One of the field slaves, a broad-shouldered man named Josiah, never responded. He just squint at Elijah like a man looking at a rattlesnake he didn't feel like killing. He'd seen men like Elijah before, so hungry for scraps of approval from the master that he'd turn on his own kind for a piece of the pie. Then one hot morning, the master's wife stormed into the kitchen. The silver locket from her dressing table was gone, and suspicion spread like wildfire. The overseer lined everybody up, the house slaves and the field hands, all of them trembling. Elijah stepped forward. "If you ask me, sir," he said with too much pride, "it ain't likely none of us from the house done such a thing. But now them field folks, they get sticky fingers sometimes." He was cut off mid-sentence by his master's voice. "Elijah," he said slowly, "that's mighty bold of you coming from the man who sleeps closest to my wife's quarters." Elijah's heart just jumped. "No, sir, I ain't accusing," the master said coolly. "But while we figure this out, I don't want you near the house." And just like that, Elijah was sent down to the fields. His clothes were stripped, his soft hands blistered. Within the first day, the field slaves watched him from a distance, but they offered him no welcome. The sun scorched his pride, and the soil took his strength. Josiah, walking by with a bale of cotton on his back, looked him square in the eye. "Ain't no shame in sweat, Elijah," he said, "but there is some shame in forgetting where you come from." Elijah said nothing, not because he didn't want to, but because for the first time, he didn't know what to say. The soil had humbled him in ways the master never could. Weeks passed, and the locket was found. Tucked in a crack in the floorboard under the master's bed. An accident, an oversight. No apology was given. But Elijah never went back to the house. He stayed in the fields. Every day he worked beside Josiah and the other. Over time, his back straightened, not with pride, but with purpose. He did not speak down to anyone anymore. Now when the younger ones asked why he was out there sweating with the rest, Elijah just smiled. Sometimes he'd say, the sun got to burn the pride out of your skin so your soul can breathe. That's a good story. There's a good message in that story. Some of y'all won't get it, but sometimes you got to remember where you come from. When you start getting a little high and mighty and thinking that you's better than everybody else that look like you all around you, you'll learn one day. When you wake up in the morning, you got to say to yourself, today is going to be another great day. And you got to say that. Why? Because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between the truth and a lie. So no matter what is happening to you, no matter what people might be saying to you, no matter what kind of shade they might be throwing to you, on the social media, you still got to say it's a great day, and you got to continue having a great day. I had a great day today. We'll see y'all next time, family. I'm going to go light up my my gift from my brother, Steve Saka, and I'm going to enjoy myself. Appreciate you, Steve. Peace.